Yeah, they say I'm undomesticated. I see a shot and never hesitated. The laws of nature was the way that I was educated. Elevated, hella faded, mental problem medicated. Underrated, highly emulated, still accelerated through it. Line of sight and shoot it. I've always found my way, all by following the music. Fuck a blueprint, the survival of the fittest. So till that dog catches up, I'll be the realest. Lay it down and make them feel it. Got no name up on my collar. To the moon, you'll hear me holler. Just a son of Mother Nature, a rolling stone like my father. The wilderness is my home, where I'm roaming, they never follow. Creeping through sleepy hollows, just trying to get to tomorrow. I'm howling with bravado while you keep it at a whisper. 4 paws down, hit the trail till they blister. Walls closing in, I can feel it on my whiskers. But they gon' take me dead before they ever take me prisoner. Yeah.
I've been on a hunt so long now, and I ain't never lost my way. Running like a dog through the moonlight, until I caught my prey. Wandering the woods so long now, feeling like a goddamn stray. Running like a dog through the moonlight.
I adapt to any habitat and thrive. Still alive, with a will to succeed, kill to survive if I have to. As I pass through, be advised as I rise with war cries and fire in my eyes. On the ride till I die with no leash or chain. Just a killer instinct in my teeth, the fangs. Feel a shiver down your spine when you speak my name. I'm living deep in the woods on the steep terrain, where the lions and the tigers and the bears be at. Cause where we at's no place for the scaredy cats. Roaming through the same lands, I'll be buried at. I feel that weight up on my shoulders and I carry that. And that's that, so my soul be cold as mid-February. Living solitary and doing whatever's necessary. Cause survival's in my blood, it's hereditary. So till they lay me in that cemetery.
I've been on a hunt so long now, and I ain't never lost my way. Running like a dog through the moonlight, until I caught my prey. Wandering the woods so long now, feeling like a goddamn stray. Running like a dog through the moonlight.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Good afternoon. We're actually streaming at a normal time today. But yeah, it's 12:30 p.m. where I'm at. So we are afternoon. How's everybody doing? We had a good week off. I think our last stream was on Wednesday. So I had Johnny Crypto and my friend Monk up for the week. And we did some stuff. Schedule got knocked around a little bit, but I was lucky to have those couple streams with Johnny. Those were really fun. So today was the last day. Monk just went home 10-20 minutes ago. Very sad. It was a really good week, and it was really, really fun. So I'm sad that it's over. But good morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys. Not a whole lot has changed in the market, to be honest, the past couple of days that we've been offline. So we'll just kind of cover what we got. Last time we were on, I believe we were either, let's see. What date was that? That was the 7th. So we were just hitting the bottom of this trend right here. So as we were going up in this uptrend, obviously this was the first ABC that I was looking at. And then we happened to put in this smaller one up here. I stuck to what I said in terms of this was the only ABC that I was willing to play. Now that this has kind of like turned into a larger setup here, and this is all turned into one single uptrend, and we've put in a downtrend here, I will be playing this higher high here. Past that point, it's probably going to have to expand into something quite a bit larger in order for me to play it. It would have to be something like A to larger B to larger C if I wanted to jump into it. That's probably going to be my last short play in this region. Otherwise, just let it rip. I'm down for either or. Very, very similar setup with Ethereum, which this one actually looks a little bit better from Ethereum's side. In comparison, this ABC is starting to look small comparative to if this was all just one A to a B to a C. So I'll go ahead and move that up on stream as well. And Litecoin has just been sitting in the same exact place, just going sideways. Like I said, I like that ABC setup. I do think it's a very decent size, but in comparison with the larger ABC setup, I rather just go with this entry because I just want to get entered too many times across too many different coins. Matic had a little bit of a pump, but is still sitting around that resistance region. Could very easily get back underneath of it. We talked about Matic a little bit. My whole presumption with this is a lot of other coins have had pretty much just downtrends, whereas with Matic's actually done quite well. Matic piggybacks off the NFT market a lot, and when NFTs have had an extended life cycle comparative to most other coins, just because of the hype surrounding them. But I think as the bear market continues, that's going to die down a lot. So I would expect this to fall as well. With the massive ABC structure right here, so the closer that we get to $1.06, the better. In terms of that's the major resistance that we're not willing to go above. But at the moment, on the smaller time frames, we have 89 cents as the possible resistance. Currently, we're above it. If we get back below it, I think that would be good. And my target for that would be pretty steep. I mean, a retest of 31 cents to 26 cents could be likely. We talked about the US 100, the fact that the US 100 is sitting in a bearish top position right now with kind of like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have like a larger ABC and then the ABC C wave. So as long as we're holding below this resistance here, at first it was if we were continually hold below 12,079, we were bearish. Now we're back below the larger A structure. And I mean, on the smaller time frames here today, it looks like we've gotten a rejection off of it. So that's not looking good. SPY, there's no like super bearish structure like there is on the US 100. Obviously, if we go like down deep enough, I mean, we can see like A, B, and then maybe an ABC within this, but it's definitely not like concrete. The market's just looking thin, and typically when we have thin uptrends that aren't like have a lot of space in between, a lot of meat to them, they tend to have pretty sharp retests to the downside. And when you pair that with the US 100, it definitely seems likely. XMR doing XMR things. The dark web is doing quite well, we can see. A lot of transactions. DXY is also, we've talked about this macro support for the DXY. If we look at the larger uptrend here, we can see a couple different regions where if it is to drop, anywhere we have like deep cut pullbacks, separation from trend. So right here, right here, right here, and this was one, but it failed. So these are the major macro supports for the uptrend of the DXY. And you can see we're kind of getting a double bottom on that support right now. I'm not the hugest person to go and say they're all correlated. If you see the DXY do this, and then you'll see Bitcoin do this. There is some truth to it, but at the same time, we've seen the DXY go up and Bitcoin go up at the same time. We've seen them both dump at the same time. It's not magic. I'm just looking at this as another congruent factor across all markets that, hey, we might see a dump come up here in the future. I don't know if it's going to be the dump, all right, because we've been talking about 10K a lot, 10K this, 10K that. I've said it many times, 10K is not a number that I hope gets hit or I think will 100% get hit. It's a simple fact of if we break the support at 16.3K, the next logical test for the market would be 10K. We don't have to get there. We can get to 14K, 13K, round down a bottom, and then go back up. It doesn't matter to me, but 10K is the level that I would expect to want to be retested at its most extreme. And if that breaks, obviously we're going to go doomsday mode. But until then, that's the next level that I would probably see if we saw a larger dump come in. But on the DXY, we're also seeing kind of an ABC structure. I'm not going to say it's the most pronounced or most awesome, but most definitely, like, we're getting a bounce off of major macro support with kind of a in trend possible reversal. We can pop up. Let's pop up the RSI on this. What's the RSI got to say? Oh my God, we got bullish divergence. We got lower, low, higher, low. So yeah, we got bullish divergence. However much you want to look at that on that. So I mean, DXY is calling for bearishness on other markets. The markets themselves are calling for bearishness. We got a rejection off a major resistance. LTC is in a major bearish position. I hope we do actually get that higher high, but we might not, to be honest with you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I'm going to watch price action over the next couple of days or hours, however depends on working out. And if we get pretty damn close, obviously I could set up two different ones. I definitely could. Actually, after the stream, I might copy it over. During the stream, I might do that. I can just put the same exact code that I have in here into another alert up here, and then it will treat it as if it's the same trade, and it will do the prevent pyramiding for me. So we won't have to worry about that. I'll do that in a little bit. But let me go ahead and pop out the chat. I know I wanted to get rolling with price action since we've been offline for a couple days. But how y'all doing? What's going on? And we'll probably be going back to more morning streams. Obviously, with having everybody over, we're all waking up at different times, and we're starting to wake up a little bit later. But I'm going to try to commit to... I just smacked you guys. I'm sorry. I'm going to try to commit to, a better sleep schedule, waking up a little bit earlier. I don't know what happened. I think my camera... I don't know what I did, but it seems a lot thinner than it was a while ago. Like, even that right there. Last time, like, when I had it, like, fully stretched out like that, it felt like it was taking up most of the screen. But I'm not sure. I feel like it's capturing everything it needs to capture. My beard that I need to groom badly. Let me make sure the chat's working properly here. Sometimes it bugs out on me. It did bug out on me. Okay, there we go. JK, what's going on, man? Prathish, hello, long time no see. Hey, when are you gonna eat 10 hot dogs on stream? Dude, you know I can't do that. Let's just be real. Like, when we had the pizza, you guys put away that pizza. I think I had like maybe 3 pieces, 4 pizzas. I just can't. I would like to think I could probably work my way up to it. 10 hot dogs with the bun, I don't know. That's a different story. Like, bread just fills up your stomach. Hi, Kite, how's it going with the automatic ABC triggers? Pretty good. I like not being able to watch the screen sometimes and just chillax. It got triggered twice over here, but that's to be expected. I mean, it would have done that anyways, regardless if I was looking at it. Charles, what's going on, man? Coinbase acting shady with wallet transfers. They told me up to 4 days to transfer XLM to KuCoin. I don't deal with Coinbase anymore. I use Coinbase to cash out money, but I do not buy on Coinbase anymore. I don't hold anything on Coinbase anymore. Like I showed you guys on stream a couple times, you don't have to go buy a ledger in order to have a cold storage wallet. You can do it on your computer. Obviously, there's a level of risk to that. Obviously, computer components can fail. But that's why I said install it to a flash drive, a brand new, good flash drive. Keep it in a weatherproof case. It should last you for forever. And in worst case scenario, as long as you have your, your private key and everything like that, and your passphrase, you can re-download your wallet. All right, all the information that's on it. All right, to a new flash drive. So you can always do that. Absolutely, we do have to do it again soon. Show ETH. I mean, we looked at ETH. Like I said, it's sitting in a similar position to BTC. If we go put in a higher high, of course I'll take that trade. As well as that, I mean, we possibly, if we put in a higher high at 1347, that's another ABC there. But who knows if that's going to get hit with the way the market's looking. I mean, just across the board with this rejection here on the US 100, I'm not going to say it's looking the best. Definitely not looking the best. Obviously, it could turn around. This could turn into a much larger ABC. Truthfully, like I would like the markets to retest a little bit higher, but with all the FTX debacle and just different stuff going around, we might have to dump. We'll see. Stuff's moving slow. I don't like it that way, but it is what it is. Any indicator that will explain the ABC pattern? Not really. I mean, you can use an Elliott wave indicator, but it's not going to be the same. It doesn't pick up on a lot of the different ABCs that we look at. All right, ABCs are just something that you're going to have to learn how to spot. Practice on your chart. Always practice from a higher time frame, and just there's no easy way to explain it. But I will say, if you see previous highs get tested or previous lows, that could be a signal that you broke trend. Like right here, for example, we have uptrend. As you can see, like we put in some highs in this trend here. Like we have put in a high here, we put in a high here, and it's breaking previous highs. So this is definitely a uptrend versus a downtrend. So then we broke previous lows. So this is definitely a downtrend versus this previous uptrend. All right. And then from there, you can expand on that. So this was your first ABC here. And then we put in high over here. We're breaking previous highs again. All right. Right here, we have uptrend, downtrend, uptrend. All right. So we're breaking previous highs. So you just kind of expand upon that. So 1, 2, 3 becomes 1. 1, 2, 3 becomes 2. And then we continue. Like this is a really large ABC for Bitcoin. And then we have an even larger one here. That all becomes 1. So if we get back above these levels, it's going to be really good for Bitcoin. But we're sitting on heaven's door right now. If we can get above it, I think that'd be really bullish for Bitcoin. But right now, we're pretty much kissing it with the rest of the market starting to turn bearish. So I don't know if it's going to actually get above it. It's not looking likely, but I hope it does. What's going on, Alex? Check GMX. Majority of money is short. GMX. Crypto GMX or I mean, I would reckon too. I mean, let's go to derivatives, USDT. Check out GMX. See what the funding rate is. Yeah, it's majority short, but it's nothing crazy. 0.77 is definitely a high negative funding rate, but like -4, -3 is like where like crazy stuff can happen in terms of short squeezes. The fact that everybody's majority short makes tons of sense to me personally. Like if we look at the market across the board, this is about to test a recent high and possibly put in, a topping pattern over here. It definitely looks like it's going to see some downside. but we'll see. We'll see. Would you be able to eat more if they were kosher dogs? Probably not, to be honest, because like processed food, like you can pack away some processed food. Kosher food tends to fill you up. So, look at Dash. Yeah, we can look at Dash. There's nothing too sad that I can say about Dash. I mean, obviously, with the rest of the market not looking good, I'm not going to say I have high hopes for this, but in terms of like market structure, it's looking all right. I mean, we might go back down and retest, 38, 39. But what I would probably be expecting to happen is for this uptrend to break, probably put in a downtrend, and then have one more retest, and then probably confirm more downside. Let's go look at the macro real. What chart has the most data on? I'm having a hard time finding a chart with a lot of data on it to look. I wish you could sort. I wish you could sort by how long the chart has been going. That would actually be really, really useful. Okay, there we go. There's something. So on a super macro scale, we have A, we have B, and we did put in a lower low. So I mean, as long as we're holding above $34, I would say Dash is all right. And from the smaller time frames that we looked at, it looks all right as well. But it's kind of a hard sell. I'm gonna be honest. Hopefully, a lot of people aren't looking at it. Hopefully, a lot of people aren't really eager to sell it. That would be what you hope for, so that it can hold this support region. But we might go below it. It might not be an awful thing. The next major support region is $8.28. Like I said, with Bitcoin going to 10K as the next probability, it doesn't mean that we have to hit that level. That is just what the market is looking forward to. All right, we can get down to $24 and turn around. We can get down to $18, $14 and turn around. We don't have to go all the way down to $8. But if we do break $34, the next logical major support would be $8.23. So do with that's up to you with what you do with that information. But with everything not really looking good right now, just be careful. With these, thanks for the donation, man. Kite can eat 10 not hot dogs last stream. Kite's Navajo spirit name stands with a peapod. Man, we gotta get off the top of hot dogs. I can't believe this has become an actual thing. I'm glad that I'm not really sick anymore too. Like I mean I still got like a little something, but it's not like overwhelming anymore. I'm still talking like as if my nose isn't these though. It becomes a habit almost. Hey Kite, good. Glad to see a genuine person still doing well. Thank you, man. Hey Kite, could you use 5 waves on the BTC daily chart? Like since we dropped from 69? Going to the downside or going to the upside? So anyway, if we go to like the large macro chart here and go to like BTC USD and go to Bitstamp, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 going to the upside. It's doomsday out here. We're dying. This is the end of Bitcoin. I'm sorry, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, we're dead. But if you're talking about to the downside, of course, this could be the final wave. I hope it is. But hey, this is the problem with Elliott Wave. It can put a lot of ideas in your head of, all right, we have our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we get back above this. But if you're going traditionally off of Elliott Wave doesn't have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s to the downside. It has ABCs to the downside, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s to the upside. But au contraire, you could say this is a 1, a 2, 3, a 4, and a 5. Of course. Of course you can say that. But if we get back above, 17.5, I'm bullish on it. And that's not because of Ellie Wave. It's simply the fact of support and resistance. I'm not trying to tie in any specific targets, any numbers. I feel like once you start doing that, you get your hopes high and you start over betting. All right? Take simple risk. All right? That's all. But we're just in a game right now. All right? If we get back about 17.7, 17.5, I think we would be looking really, really good. But if we stay below that and especially get back below 16.3, we could dump more. All right? Just because there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the board does not mean that we're good to go. I hope we turn around soon, but just got to be realistic here. We're in a rock and a hard place. We got resistance here. We got support here. We dump down lower, we're going to dump. Plain and simple. Do analysis on Zcash. I typed in D's. These nuts. Man, give me more price action. What is going on? Give me good charts. There we go. So, Zcash's last major support region was off of this ABC here. And we are currently below a major support and currently retesting it as a possible resistance. So, just being frank here. All right, if we can get back above $49.60, I believe it would be good for Zcash. We have a good ABC coming to the downside, showing signs of support in that region. We dip below it, we test down. If we get back above it, that would be good. At this moment in time, I would say it's not looking good. Obviously, it's just from a bearish perspective here. All right, we've broken through the support. We've dipped down low. We're coming back up to retest it. If we start to round out here, obviously we could probably collect support at $33, but we're probably going to come back down to $23. All right, just from a support and resistance perspective here. Now, past that point, I don't know what else. I would have to go find a chart that has more data than this, but this might be, I mean, this sounds about when, is Zcash 2019? I feel like Zcash was around during 2016. Because, I mean, I participated in the Bitcoin private fork with Zcash. And I believe that was around 2016. Don't get me wrong, I love private coins. I love Zcash. The reason why I'm not like a bigger supporter of Zcash in particular is it's just not used. All right, just being completely honest here. What wins? The coin that has better technology or the coin that's being used? All right, look at like VHS versus Betamax. Betamax better technology, but VHS was actually being used. XMR, for better or for worse, is the #1 coin used on the dark web. For legitimate transactions, there's always going to be volume on it. Zcash, I'm sure there's transactions out there that happen with it, but just being honest. I mean, you can see it in the chart as well. I'm not talking about upside, I'm not talking about downside. I'm talking about like the way the candles move. All right, constant buys, constant sells happening on XMR. You can see it in the chart. So I do think Zcash is awesome, but I don't know if it's going to win the race. Just my opinion. What camera do you use for live stream and PC setup? I use a Sony A7R III, which is way overkill for a streaming setup, in my opinion. I think you could probably get away with like a Sony A6000. I think that's what it's called, Sony A6000. Sony A6000. Yeah. It's a decently cheap camera. Does I think 1080p, 60 FPS. Plenty good for a face cam. that's high quality. You can pick them up cheap on eBay. You don't have to go and spend $600. Like this one used goes for, you know, $300. Pick up like a cheap lens for it. You'll be kicking off. I'm probably gonna sell this camera at some point, unless I, you know, pick up a gig where the camera is useful for me and I'm using the camera to make money. But otherwise, I don't necessarily need it. I'll probably just switch to something else, save some money. There's a PC setup. Hey, you know, it's a gaming PC. It's souped out. Did you guys go to the Brazilian restaurant? Yes, we did. Texas Day Brazil, Short Pump Mall. Excellent food. The dude that served us was pretty awesome as well. He goes, if you just tell me it's your birthday, I can get you a free cake. I'm like, what kind of cake you got? And then he pulls out like this like platter that like has like fake cake on it. And he was like, we got cheesecake. And I was like, get the cheesecake. Crazy good cheesecake. I didn't necessarily like the crust all that much, but the cheesecake itself, oh god, dude. I've had some good cheesecake in my life. Cheesecake is probably one of my favorite foods. Growing up, it was Outback cheesecake. That was always the special. And then we went to Firebirds once I got a little bit older. Yeah, we got a Firebirds. Firebirds had some awesome cheesecake. They got like a creme brulee on the top, but their cheesecake like has this like caramel. Oh god, it's so good. Very interesting analysis, sir. Just subscribe. Thank you, man. Thank you for subscribing. Appreciate it. Would you analyze the market structure of PLSD as a topped out? Thank you in advance. PLSD. All right, if I look, okay, listen. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm very frank. Okay, if this chart looks like dog shit, there's nothing I can say. Okay, I'm not gonna. There's no legitimate information. I need price structure here. So if this is a new coin based off of the fact that it's only available on Uniswap, I'm gonna guess it's just a new coin. I'm not gonna say anything good about it, to be honest. Just giving you a heads up. Yeah, the chart doesn't look too fantastic. I'm gonna be honest. But if we go to, all right, it doesn't look terrible, okay. But we can see a generalized uptrend structure here, a retest to the downside, and we're starting to get like an ABC going right here. So this would be the level to watch. If we can't break above that level and hold it, I would say this is a bearish structure, an impending doom. All right, if we get above $9.52 and then we come back below it and continue to hold below it, I don't know if I would be holding on to this coin. Just, you know, and it's not the coin itself. Just look across the market as like a generalized structure. US 100's looking very bearish. SPY, super thin, looks like it wants to retest. Bitcoin holding below resistance, barely hanging on to a macro support with 10K impending. You know, Ethereum's actually looking all right, which is more than I could say for most coins. Ethereum's looking okay. Litecoin in a bearish structure, if it comes back below its recent high of about $73, and we could see further retest to the downside. So I don't know if that coin's got any merit to it. KDA, bruh. Has KDA done what we needed to do? No. So we've been talking about KDA for like the past couple of weeks now. At first, it was roughly the fact that let me get a different chart here. I hate when it does this. Do I have it up here? I use this chart right here. All right. So KDA, we were hanging above this level for quite a while, about $1.37. We broke below it, and there was a little bit of hope on this spike right here as we came back above it, but obviously that turned into a rejection. So same thing. It's the simple mentality of we have supports. If the supports are not holding, we expect the next support to get hit. Simple, very simple. No real intelligence needed for it. All right, we broke below $1.37. We retested as resistance. We continued to hold below it. So now we look at the chart, look at any support that we have in the uptrend. I'm not going to say like this is a definitive support, but it's a support region. All right, between 88 and 70 cents. This is our next support region for KDA. If we fail there, then we're probably going to head back down to 31 cents. But At this moment in time, if we look at the smaller time frame, as we're coming down into that 70 cents region, we kind of have a downtrend, uptrend, and what I'm looking for is for a downtrend to come back down and test maybe 70 cents. And if we can get back above about 78 cents, that's going to be a smaller time frame ABC structure showing signs of reversal with a macro support included into it. That's when I'm probably going to take a long on KDA. I like KDA. I like what they have to offer. I'm not putting too much pressure on them, and I'm not hoping that they go 100x during the bear market. That's just unrealistic. But out of all the altcoins I've been introduced to this bear market and bull market, I would have to say KDA kind of takes the cake. I'm not like full like maximalist on it. I'm not like a super supporter, but I do like what the idea of it is. It's proof of work, but has the efficiency and the transaction speed of a proof of stake network. I think it's the best of both worlds, and I hope they do well. And if they do well, we all do well. But I'm not going to sit here and say that it's a good hold at the moment. Nothing's really a good hold at the moment. Obviously, you can approach it from a DCA perspective. You can buy at macro support regions, but it should be with the expectation that we might push lower. Don't go out here buying coins thinking that they're going to 100x tomorrow. That's not a good idea. Being frank here. All right. Did you watch the World Cup? No, I'm just not too interested in it, man. I'm not too interested in football, soccer, foot touchy balls. All right. It's just not my style. My cousin, growing up, he was, like the star soccer player, in our family. So I'm sure he was interested in it. Just not my thing. I'm just not a big sports guy. I played hockey when I was young, but that was about it. I played it, but I didn't really watch it. Hey, Mr. Kite, good to see you doing better. I'm feeling better too. It was a rough couple days. Probably should just stayed in bed, but I think Johnny and them coming over, forcing me to get up, do things. I think it helped. And luckily, like I was only sick for maybe like 1 or 2 days that they were here, and then it cleared up, which I'm very grateful for. We got McDonald's this morning. They delivered the wrong order, so like I got extra food this morning. I got like apple slices and cookies and caramel frappe and a bunch of stuff. If KDA was a girl, would you bring her home to meet your parents? Probably not yet. All right, we would have to be a thing for a couple years, and then we'll go for it. And I'll be like, hey guys, this is KDA. But that's always been my opinion. I've been in the market long enough to see coins, grow and fall. I've seen the hype trains come and go. Even during the bear market back in like 2019, there was people that were like hyping up coins that did practically nothing. And my whole thing is like, I got into Bitcoin when it was 500 bucks. I didn't have to go buy it when it was 2 cents. Of course, if I bought it, would I be the luckiest guy in the world? Of course. But you just don't know about these things. And during the bull market, any coin that comes out should be met with just extreme skepticism. My thing is if it's a good coin, it's going to be around for a long time, and there's going to be plenty of money to be made on it in the future. Like Flux, for example. Flux is I like Flux, but you don't see me, deep diving into Flux all the time. If Flux is good and it's around for a good time, it's going to be around next bull. And I can pick some up, but I like to see what happens. The bear market is the great judge of who's legitimate and who's not. And I mean, some coins might be able to, pass through the gates, blend in with everybody else. So sometimes it takes a couple cycles, but there's just no need to go buy electronic lottery tickets. It makes no sense. You bought BTC at 500? Yeah, not a whole lot. But I bought enough to make a good amount, and then obviously I expanded upon that. Is Bitcoin breaking soon? I get these notifications from other YouTubers saying that we're going up, but I trust your word more. I mean, if we break through that resistance at like 17,600, 17,700, yeah, like we're looking good from there. But if we can't get above that, it's not. Like, just being honest here, more than anybody, I would love for this to be the bottom. I really would. But just being honest, where we're sitting, I'm meeting that with a high level of skepticism, and I'm definitely leaning on the side of bearishness. But as always, like, I mean, I say that, but right now I'm only sitting in long positions, and I have no intention of taking profit on them, because the market is technically short-term bullish because we're not below any major resistances on the shorter time frames, but macro-wise, we are, and we're definitely macro bearish. Well, it's so hard for me to say because we're above 16,300. But we're below 17,700, which is the real ticket for bullishness. You see what I'm saying? It's hard for me to have like a legitimate opinion on where we're going. I would say if I would put it in percentage, I would say like I'm leaning like 65% bear. And then a little bit more bullish. Shitcoins would have made you more money. Shitcoins would have made you more than holding BTC if selling into tops. Of course, like if you could predict when those tops are, you could have done quite well. And during the bull market, we bought a couple shitcoins. We sold a couple shitcoins. I'm not saying that it's not like I don't touch them. It's once I've made a good amount of money, yeah, I'll put some icing on the cake. But my whole analogy, I think, held true. I don't think I was proven wrong on many coins. Those coins that pop up during the bull market, of course, because there's so much money flying around, so much skepticism, so much hype, a lot of those coins can do quite well. But if you envision a shit coin like a bank, and it has, rotating doors at the front, and there's just stacks of cash everywhere, but there's a time bomb in the middle, and there's no timer on it. You don't know when it's going to go off, but you can run in there and just grab as much cash as you possibly can and get out. So for me, it's like if I see a 2x or 3x on a shitcoin, I'm out. I don't need to see no 10, 100x. I don't need to make millions of dollars off of a shitcoin. All right, I just want to get a little bit of money and get out. All right, because I know that the hype is there. I know it's probably going to go up, but I know it's going to blow up. I know it's going to go to nothing. But there's people that get greedy. They go into the bank and they're just chilling, just doing lines of cocaine off of the bomb like it doesn't even exist, just stacking money into their pockets, going home, emptying out their pockets. They don't even go home. They stay in the bank and they just keep putting money into bags. And then they stay in there too long and it goes boop. And they're gone. And then they come, out with third-degree burns, just crying, oh, boo-hoo, crypto sucks, crypto sucks. No, it doesn't. You just stayed in the fire too long. Do you think the volatility will be less than before due to FTX stuff? I think there's a lot of skepticism in the market right now, with the fact that like regulatory actions could be made following FTX, so people are kind of hesitant to buy based off of that. Some people are super bearish because of it. So I feel like I don't know if the volatility is going to be better or worse, but I know there's a lot of people on the fence right now. How to confirm volume before taking any trade? I don't really measure my trades off of that. I don't really care about volume. All right, because the whole thing is like, okay, if I see volume, that means a whole bunch of people are selling or a whole bunch of people are buying. All right, I want to be the person that caught the top or caught the bottom. So why do I need to measure whether or not I'm taking a trade based off of how many other people are taking a trade? Really, you're just following the herd at that point. So I don't really care. I base my trades off of price structure, and for the most part they work out, but I don't need to know whether or not everybody else is selling or everybody else is buying beforehand. It just doesn't matter to me. I got like that weird thing where like when I'm talking, I could feel like a piece of earwax like moving around in my ear. Actually making me mad. I got pretty clean ears too, so I don't know what the hell. Yeah, guys, it was an awesome week. Had a lot of fun with friends. That's it. I'm very sad that it's done. Very sad. Good evening, Kite. Are we long or short? Currently, nothing but longs, but if we go a little bit higher, I'll definitely be hopping into some shorts here. BTC, you know, if we push up higher, we put in a higher high off of 17,419. Now definitely looking like a juicy A to B to C. Ethereum, same ordeal. A little bit better, actually. Juicy little A to B to C. So I'll go ahead and do that right now. Can I copy paste this? No, I'm just going to have to do this. All right. That level is 131185. 131185. Every time. At about a month. No sound. And I'm going to go ahead and copy. Is it going to make me? Okay, no, I kept it open. Then copy. Then paste. Right. All right, do that for BTC and Ethereum. And that level is, we'll do 174145. 174145 every time. Add a couple weeks. That. Copy. And there we go. Hey, Kite, do you use bot trading? In a way. So I have a bot now. All right, it's not my bot. I didn't make it. It's a third-party website. And I wouldn't call it a bot. Whenever I think of a bot, I'm thinking about something that will find the structures for you, take the trades automatically position the sizes, all that good stuff. It'll do everything for you. All right, what I use is simply I set up the measurements for the bot. I tell it where to take the trade. I tell it how to take the trade in terms of how much margin you use, what stop loss to put in, all that good stuff. And then I throw a sticker where the bot needs to monitor. So the way that the bot works is if I get above this price point, as it's going above it, it will not trigger the short trade. But if it comes back below that level after going above it, then it will send the information over to TradingView Hub. TradingView Hub will take that information, send it over to the Biped API, and then it will put me in the trade. And then it will monitor that. If I get stopped out of it, and it would come back below that level, it will put me back in. So the way that I had it set up is if we go above this level and then back below it, I will get entered. But if we go above it and back below it and I get entered and then we come all the way down to this level, for some magical reason it happens that fast, it will not enter twice, okay? Because they're using the same line of code here, all right? It's basically the same trade. And I have something called prevent pyramiding on, which if the trade has already been entered and it gets triggered again, like it receives an alert, it's going to go, okay, we already have that trade open. don't add more margin. So you're not going to be going 20, 40, 60, 80. You're not going to continuously add margin as it goes above and below. Any other coins you're watching other than BTC and Ethereum? Litecoin. We're watching Litecoin. All right. If we come back below $73, just about, on Litecoin with this larger ABC structure, I'll be taking a short on that. And Matic. If Matic comes back below 89 cents, I'll be taking a short on Matic. Because we have a gigantic ABC short setup on the macro here. And then on a smaller time frame, we have one right here. So I am looking for a pretty good dump on Matic, to be honest. For year 2023, advised to generate 10K monthly income from crypto. Advice to generate 10K monthly. If you want to generate 10K monthly, you gotta have $200,000. Just being honest here, because like if I was to take like my average monthly profit, I would say, yeah, there's some months where we do quite well, but as an average, I would say anywhere from like 5 to 10%. All right, to the portfolio per month. All right, which is pretty damn good. I know it doesn't sound like that's awesome, but if you have $200,000, 10%'s 20K. Then you can cut that in half, take 10K, pay your monthly expenses, which I don't know what kind of life you're living if you got 10K monthly expenses, but it could be a really good life or a really bad life. Maybe you got some medical bills. I don't know. And then you can take the other 10K and throw it into the account to compound to make it easier to reach your goal. But I'm just being honest. You're going to need a lot of money if you want to make 10K a month in 2023. Probably the trough of the bear market. Okay, if we see 10K BTC, we'll be buying on spot. Yes. Yes, I will. Or you wait for a bounce and breakouts to confirm bull run. Like I said, I don't think there's going to be a bull run until like 2025. I'm sure we'll hit bottom by then. And we'll definitely be above bottom. So, I mean, if you consider the bottom of the bear market at the beginning of the bull run, I guess. But, no, I'm going to buy. Like, as soon as we touch 10K, I'll buy. Because that's just a macro local low. That's a level that I'm looking at as a possible support. And it's just going to be a DCA. It's with the expectation of, yeah, this is a good region to buy, but it's not like I'm saying like that's bottom. It could go lower. Bro, if it's coming to the space asking that I want to even take a trade. Yeah. Yeah, man, I'm just being honest with you, man. Trading is awesome. Trading can be fun, and it can be rewarding. It's going to teach you a lot about yourself mentally, and I think that's the coolest thing about trading. But being realistic, that's something that you're going to have to learn. 10K a month from trading is a lot. All right. Either one, going to have to be a hyper scalper, which have fun with that, man. Not an easy game. Definitely not. Or you're going to have to be the patient person where like you might not even make anything that month, but then you might hit an amazing trade the next month. But if you don't have the patience to wait for it to happen, you're never going to offset that loss. You're going to revenge trade all of your money away many times before you start to learn your lesson. By that time, you probably quit trading. You make 5 to 10%. How many trades per average each month? I would say probably around like 2, 3 if the market's moving real fast. So I take really, really large structures, stuff that forms over the course of days, weeks. All right. I'm not taking 1,000 trades a day. And how much percent per trade are you risking to make that? Right now, it's 3% because we're using 3% stop loss, 3% risk. But before, it was using a 1% stop loss with 1% risk. So if you're using a 1% stop loss and you hit a 15 R&R trade and you got stopped out roughly around 4 times trying to get that entry, Now you're net positive 11. You know, minus a little bit of change because obviously that's not how the math exactly works. But now you're positive 10% on the portfolio. And then you might hit a bad trade. Now you're down to 5% positive. And then another good trade. You know, back and forth, back and forth. You never know how the market's going to roll. All right. You can never guarantee that you're going to have an amazing time with it. Sometimes the market's moving sideways, not giving you the setups that you need. And the problem is, like, you might find a strategy that works quite well when you first try it out. But then you might hit a rough patch in the market where it just doesn't really work that well. And you just don't have the confidence to really stick it out because you didn't come up with a strategy, you borrowed it from someone else. So you go, okay, this clearly doesn't work. And then you move on to the next strategy, and it happens over and over and over again. And now your head's on backwards because you go, I've tried everything, nothing works. Well, the truth is that most things actually do work. There's just rough periods of time where you will have drawbacks. Drawbacks are a part of the game. If you're not willing to stick it out, you're not going to be there when it hits big. Well, you approach the chart as elite. No opinions, no projection. Listen to the charts. Trust me, it took a long time. I mean, just like during the bull market, I was still definitely like in like an ego phase where like I felt like I could predict what was going to happen. When in reality, you probably could. Chart go up. But there's a couple times where like it was pretty cool to see like feel like we were going to pull back and we were going to pull back to here and then bounce, and then it happened exactly how that. But the market forces you to grow up fast. All right, because if you don't, you're going to get lost and wrecked. So I mean, 5 years in the market of consistently trading every single day is going to put you through your paces. I feel like if you stick with it, you're going to come out the other side for the better. But the problem is, I don't think most people will stick with it. They're either going to get wrecked and then demotivated and then go like, it's just not for me. Maybe you just got into it because you liked the green money signs, and it really isn't for you. But if you stick with it and honestly like analyze your mistakes, where you went wrong, what could you do better, and really put some foresight into it, I think you'll do well eventually. If I make $20 a day, I'm doing the Dougie in my kitchen. Do the Dougie. I see a problem here. How are we going to buy at 10K or whatever in Europe, try to deposit or do a bank transfer at any exchange, and you can't do it? This is exactly what's going to happen. Everyone took their funds and coins off exchanges. Now, when we hit the lows, people will not be able to deposit funds. Maybe, but I mean, I can still wire money to Kraken and buy. So, I don't know. Maybe you're right. But hey. TRX, please check. Doesn't look too good. The chart itself kind of looks awful, to be honest with you. But it definitely looks bearish. We got an uptrend going up here. We can see a cut from the uptrend, and then we put in that higher high. Now we're getting a rejection off of it. It does look like it's going to tumble. I don't know where to. Obviously, our next support region will be here and here. You have to KYC in Europe to deposit, no other options. I mean, I feel like that's most places. You have $500 on a 20x short on BTC right now. Pray for me. That's a lot of money to put for margin. Let's see. My challenge portfolio would have to be at roughly... My challenge portfolio would have to be at $12,500 if my margin was to be $500. So, what kind of risk you using? Sounds a little bit nail biting. Hopefully, got the money for it. Otherwise, why put yourself through that? A lot of money to put on the line, don't you think? What kind of stop loss you got? Cheese, any hope? Got a very similar logo, PRX. Now, I'll tell you what, this chart looks like booty. Being honest with you. I mean, if we can get back above, 15 cents and hold above it. But, I mean, this chart doesn't look good. Let me go to a higher time frame. There's just not much I can really do with this. Apparently, whatever ABC that we have marked out over here worked out quite well. That was a 75%er. But in terms of like what's going on here, it just doesn't look all too swell. It looks like it wants to go put in a lower low. It wants to go test 14 cents. And we can talk about maybe bottoming out, but just the entire market's bearish. I just, from my perspective. It's exclusive for Chinese massage parlors and buying lava lamps. You're trying to tarnish my image? Someone sent me, hold on, I think I know where to find it. Bring questions. Someone sent me this. Kite. Like, is that not my logo? They said they joined September 2014, but I don't think they had their... I think this is like a rebranded page. Bridging traditional and blockchain ecosystems by providing reliable and actionable financial data and services. This is not me. I don't know when they started this, but that is my logo. Like, are we joking right now? Like the same like abstract, like the background, everything. Someone bid off of me, dude. It's like the same logo. It's Kaiko. It could be Kite. You know? I know it's not the logo. I know it's not a kite, but it's the same like abstract goldish yellow angle cuts with the same like bluish background. Come on. Pretty damn close. Pratheesh? Pratheesh? Can't be going around saying stuff like that. That's dirty. Austin, are you saying in the US you can just do a bank transfer now, say 20K to Kraken, and it goes through, no questions asked? Because you can't do that here in Europe. They freeze your account right away. I wouldn't say 20K, but normally you can just deposit. Because like everything that we do, since the Kraken is a US regulated exchange, you deposit money on there, and that money is logged. All right. If you have that money on there, the IRS instantly knows about it. All right. So it's not a question of like legality. All right. Maybe in Europe, some of your exchanges don't directly report to the government. So if there's a very large amount of money, maybe you have to go through like a process where like you have to have that money logged. But I don't know. Because I've had like $40,000 withdrawals from Coinbase at a time. Now I've put on, 5K, 10K here and there, but I don't think I've ever put on like 20K all at one time. I know, so like wire transfers, I think are unlimited. So Coinbase offers like instant, where like you can do an instant transfer. Those I think have a maximum depending on like the level of your account and how long you've been with Coinbase. Like if you try to do, like if you just make an account, you might have a limit of like $500, but that's just instant. You can still do however much you want with wire transfer. And then the longer that you have the account, you can buy like 3K instantaneously and be able to send it to any exchange you want. You don't have to wait. And is it a question of like, is it the exchange doing that, or is it your bank? Because your bank might be like, hey, you're sending a lot of money over to crypto. They probably just want to make sure that you're not paying some ransomware, That's a lot of money to send over anywhere all at once. Like if I go try to buy a car and I take my debit card and I swipe my debit card for 10K, to try to put a down payment on a car, it's going to decline. And I have to call the bank and I have to go, hey, I'm buying a car. Here's my information. It's legit. I'm not being held ransom. And then they clear it. So, I mean, it's just probably a safety precaution why that happens. I don't think it's disabling your ability. It's probably just an extra hoop you have to jump through. Let's do Wordle for today, and then wrap up the stream. We're going to stream for about an hour and 10 minutes. All right, we got an I and an A. All right, I know that we have no D left, but let's try that. Okay. So we know bail. Okay. All right, so got A. Makey. All right, anybody got any guesses? I did most of the work here. We just have to find out what the last two letters are. So we have blank AI blank E. And any letters that are dark gray down here, we no longer have those left. So we can't use those. Maine. So Maine is a state, but it's not a word, I guess. Radio. There's no R. Like that. And the third letter is an I. Al, I. No clue. Pain? Pain doesn't work. Pain. Cane doesn't work either. Yeah, can we make a word out of what's left? Should I get rid of some letters? CHECK. That would help us get rid of CH and K. That didn't help us at all either. Dane? Doesn't work. You don't have to. So like, if someone can suggest a word with the letters that we got left, as long as you're using 3 other letters, we can help get rid of those. That might help us. Age doesn't work. Maze. No, it did work, but now we got one. We got one try. Man, that helped us get rid of 2 letters, though. I got no clue. I mean, I would imagine. Right? No, we can't do raise because we don't have an R and we don't have an S. Ways. Give me a ways. No, we don't have a Z anymore. Man, we might actually lose this one, to be honest. Gain doesn't work. It can't be Blaze because we don't have a B or a Z left. It's naive. No. It was naive. Well. You got pretty close with Wave. One letter off. Naive. Defeated. All the brains in here, we still didn't get it. But yeah, that's about it, guys. Good to be back on stream. We'll be back pretty much daily from here on out. Pretty much whenever I wake up. Probably about an hour after I wake up is when I'll be going live. Like I said, I'm probably going to try to stick to a more morning schedule, but we'll see. And we got some stuff planned in the market. I've kind of talked about my sentiment. I am mostly bearish at the moment, but we'll see. Like if we break above some of these levels and we sustain above them, my opinion will change, and that's how the market works for me. So we'll see how it goes. But other than that, hopefully you guys have a good rest of your weekend. Happy Sunday. And see you guys on the weekday start. We'll have the US 100 will open tomorrow. And we'll see if this continues. Like I said, the US 100 is not looking swell. With us getting back below this level and seeing a rejection off of it, it definitely looks bearish to me. So we'll see. But all right, guys, have a great day. Bitcoin, I've learned from this defeat many times. Yes, we got a new word in our bank though, so we'll use that for future reference. Ernest, thank you for being here, man. I appreciate you. Can you walk us through how you generally trade next time, man? Or just go look at the thousands of streams I have. There's a video on my channel for the ABC strategy. If you want to go look at that. Bitcoin, have a great day. See ya. Pratish, see ya, man. You vulgar man. James, bye, Kite. Bye. All right, guys, let's do the thing. Head on out, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, okay? I did it again. Dang it. I always forget about that now that I have the camera set up differently. Rotate 90 degrees clockwise. There we go. Yeah, the camera looks oddly thin the way that I have it set up now. Weird to me. Bye.